Hey everyone, this is Caroline Jones, and I want to thank Amy and the women of iHeart Country for having me. This is my Ask Anything chat. So I'm going to be answering some questions that you all sent in about my new EP, Chasin Me, and other general questions. So here we go. So Ashley from Charleston, South Carolina asks, growing up, did you ever think you would be a singer? I actually thought I would be a writer or a poet first. As soon as I learned how to read, I was obsessed with writing, and I would write stories and poems all day, and I loved words, and I loved imagining and spending time in nature and just imagining short stories and novels. And so I was writing a lot, and then when I was 9 years old, I asked my parents for singing lessons, and I started classical training. And shortly thereafter, I realized that I could put all of those poems and those stories and those words to melody, to music, and I could write songs. And after that, I never wanted to do anything else. Ellie from Atlanta, Georgia asks, what is your best Halloween costume ever? My best Halloween costume ever was I was a rainbow, and I was an actual, I got a whole costume where I was every color, and then I spray dyed my hair every color. Gross. So I was a hippie from a very young age. Amber from Knoxville, Tennessee asks, what is your favorite sport? I personally love to dance. I love dancing. It's such a great outlet, and it's something I want to do more of and bring more into my music. But my favorite sport to watch is probably football with my dad and my family because we grew up watching it. Scarlett from St. Louis, Missouri asks, how long did it take you to record the new EP, Chasin Me? So we recorded Chasin Me on and off for probably about a year and a half, but we haven't been recording a lot as frequently as we used to because we've been on tour so much. So the past couple of years I've been on tour with Zac Brown and Kenny Chesney and Jimmy Buffett and Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, and so opening up for a bunch of my heroes and the Eagles has influenced my songwriting and my production style and my vocal style and my performance style so much. So we would kind of record in between pockets of touring and playing shows whenever we could. And I'm super involved. I'm a co-producer, and I play most of the instruments on my records. So every single part is something that I want to be in the studio for creating. So we just do it whenever we can in between tour dates. Abby from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania asks, how have you changed since Fallen Flower came out? Well, Abby, you did a deep dive. Fallen Flower is my first independent record. I don't think you can find it anymore, but I was 18 or 19 when I made it and put it out independently. And even at that age, it was really important for me to be a songwriter and producer and really have every body of work that came out be my vision. But I've changed a lot since Fallen Flower came out. I mean, we all changed so much in 10 years. That was over 10 years ago. But I think artistically I've just really evolved in every aspect of my craft. I'm a better musician, singer, songwriter, performer. I'm a more mature and confident woman, which is what you would hope after 10 years in any decade of your life. But it's really beautiful because being an artist, you get to really document all these different phases of your life in your music. Heidi from Jackson, Mississippi asks, how did you end up meeting Jimmy Buffett? Do you call him Jimmy or King of the Parrot Heads? I call him Jimmy. I met Jimmy Buffett. He asked me to open a hurricane relief benefit concert that he was doing in Tallahassee. So I'd been friends with Mac McAnally for a while, who is Jimmy Buffett's kind of right-hand man, songwriter and producer. And Mac was one of the first people to take me under his wing in Nashville when I was in my late teens. Then I got to tour with Zac Brown, and so through those two people I got reconnected to Jimmy. And when I opened this benefit, it was an extremely special night that I'll never forget. We were in Tallahassee, and Jimmy asked me to come up and sing Come Monday with him, which was just such a pinch me moment, and a few other songs. And we closed out the night with Breathe In, Breathe Out, Move On, which is a song that Jimmy wrote about Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans after it happened. It was just one of those goosebump, powerful moments. You can YouTube it, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Move On. And ever since then, we just really hit it off and had a really special connection. He has been so kind to take me under his wing and mentor me and teach me and support me every chance he's gotten. He even wrote me a song with Mac called Gulf Coast Girl, which you should also check out if you haven't already. Shelly from Providence, Rhode Island asks, how many brothers and sisters do I have, and are they singers too? Actually, my sisters have some pretty good raw, natural musical talent, but no one in my family is musical professionally. I have 2 sisters and 1 brother, and they're all younger. My brother's the youngest, and we're a very close, tight-knit family, and they all share my work ethic, and that's something I'm really proud of. I'm so proud of them, at how hard they work and what kind of people they are, and it's so fun to become an adult and then see your brother and sisters become adults and be proud of who they are. Wendy from Portland, Oregon says, how much touring do I do each year, and what does my 2020 schedule look like? I don't know all the details yet, but I love touring. It's a total dream come true. I dreamed of touring at this level for years and years and years before I had the opportunity to do it. Like I said, Zac Brown was my first big tour, but touring this year with Kenny Chesney, with Zac Brown, Trisha Yearwood has been a dream come true, and Vince Gill is not a bad roster, so I'm sure 2020 will be special as well. Lana Lena from Birmingham, Alabama asks, who would I want to do a CMT Crossroads show with? So many artists that I'm a fan of, especially in the pop world. Probably Charlie Puth or the 1975. I'm obsessed with the 1975. I think that'd be so much fun. I love their production, I love their style. Hannah from Ocean City, Maryland asks, who is your alter ego when performing? No, just kidding, I don't have one. No, I really don't have one. I mean, something does happen to you, I feel like most authentic and on purpose when I'm performing. I feel super blessed and high energy, and you get this adrenaline, and it's just like nothing else. It's such a great feeling, and you guys are what make it so special and so great, because it's the audience and that interplay and interaction and connection that really is why we do what we do. Grace from Orlando, Florida asks, if you could cover any rock song for fun, what would it be? That's a great question. I think maybe a Queen song, like I want to break free. I want to break free. I love Queen, and I love that production. It's brilliant. Olivia from Philly asks, what non-country artists do you listen to the most? So many. I really love a wide range of music. So I listen, if you're talking about pop, I listen to Charlie Puth in the 1975, and Zedd, and Ed Sheeran, and Shawn Mendes, and Camila Cabello, however you say it. Camila Cabello. Lee from Rock Island, Illinois asks, what song are you most excited for fans to hear off the Chasin Me EP? I think The Line. The Line is my personal favorite, and All of the Boys. Those are my two favorites. I'm really proud of the production. I'm really proud of those as a songwriter. So I think those two. Check those out. They're really fun and sassy. Emily from White Lake asks, who designed the EP cover? Well, the EP, this is actually a cool story. So the EP cover is actually literally a picture from one of my sound checks that Tyler Lord took, who tours with us and is my creative content director and videographer. And so that was just a random picture from soundcheck that I always just loved the way the light was, and we kind of played with the colors in it a little bit and then made it the EP cover. We were between 3 covers, and it was very tough. Chelsea from Hartford, Connecticut asks, what have you learned from being in the music industry? I don't know if it's from being in the music industry. I think being in the music industry maybe exacerbates the lesson, because there are certain pressures in being an artist or choosing to be in the public eye, public sphere or platform that are exaggerated because of that. But I would say just in life in general, you learn to trust your gut, and you learn to trust your heart, and you learn what it feels like when you don't and what it feels like when you do, and you learn that that's really more important than what other people think about it, or because everybody has a different opinion. Their perception is kind of irrelevant to your dream and your heart and your gut. And so being in the music industry really teaches you that, because as an artist, that's really all you have. You have your integrity and your heart and your soul and your expression, and you got to stay true to that. And you learn that even more and more and more with experience. And you also learn how to preserve that, like how to preserve that without shutting other people down, how to preserve that without shutting yourself off or closing yourself off to opportunities. So that's something I'm still learning. All right, thank you so much to iHeart Country and to Amy for having me. This has been my Ask Anything chat, And I hope you all go check out my new EP, Chasin Me, and I'll see you out at a show really soon.